All right, so here we are. We're doing an idea that I can't remember if someone did it in the comment section or if they said it to me on stream. If you see this video and you know who you are, thank you for this idea. This is an amazing idea. But we're doing a one player from every team rebuild. So we're gonna pick a team, and we can't use players from the same division, but we're gonna use players from every other team in the league. So there's gonna be 26 teams involved. It's gonna be a crazy good rebuild. I think it's gonna be a lot of fun. So basically how this is gonna work is there's 26 spots on a roster, 26 teams that we're gonna have to pick from. So if we use the Cubs, we can't use players from the Reds, Brewers, Pirates, or Cardinals, but we can use players from every other team. We can only have one representative from that team, and it's gonna be a lot of fun. We're gonna have to pick and choose who we get. We're gonna have to make sure we can stay within budget. It's gonna be really challenging. So if you do enjoy that, make sure you hit the like button down below. If you're new to the channel and you enjoy the content, make sure you subscribe. And I'm saying subscribe because there's about 60% of you who aren't subscribed to the channel who watch the videos. Go and subscribe. What are you doing? In the comment section, I want you to tell me 3 players you would have if you were to start a franchise. You could have any 3 players. Who are those 3 players that you're going to choose? If you missed yesterday's video, go and give it a check. It was a revisit. It was probably one of the best prospect classes or draft classes that we had, that we revisited with the Rangers. It's going to be in the top corner. Go and give it a watch. And of course, all social media links are down in the description below. Go and give them a follow. My Twitch is down there as well. Go check that out. Go give it a follow if you guys want to hang out and watch us while we play franchise. You get involved. You can offer up some trades. I answer questions about my franchise process that I do, with scouting and trades and stuff like that. Or if you just want to hang out while we play some MLB The Show, play some Diamond Dynasty, that's the place to be. So go follow the Twitch link. So let's hop into this. I'm gonna pick the Cubs just because it's my favorite team. Might as well. The thing with them is they have a lot of high contracts, so that's gonna be one thing we're gonna have to look for. And let's hop into it. So like I said, we have to have a player from every single team outside the division, and this is gonna be a tough one because do I keep Baez or do I keep a different player? This is gonna be tough, so let's just go through it. So looking at the roster really quick, I don't think I'm gonna keep any of the pitchers. I think I'm just gonna trade for new pitchers. As much as I like Hendricks, and he's actually really good in franchise, I feel like it's time. I feel like we could just get better pitchers or different pitchers that are just as good. Relief pitching, I think the same thing. I think we're just gonna have to start trading for players from other teams. Closer, probably not gonna be the person I keep either. Right now, what I'm thinking is either Wilson Contreras or Javi Baez, because Wilson Contreras is one of the better catchers in the game as is, but also he has really good trade value. So maybe we keep someone like Anthony Rizzo or Chris Bryant, or someone that's kind of glitchy to have like Ian Happ, and then trade away the rest of the guys and see what we can do. So I'm gonna think about this for a sec. I'm gonna see where we're gonna go with this. So I'll see you guys once we start making some trades. All right, so obviously we're worrying about budget. Obviously we're trying to trade with players that we already have on the team. So let's go through every single representative from every team. I'm not gonna show you the trades. You guys saw the settings at the beginning of the video where you saw that I didn't have forced trades on. Like, this is actually a legit rebuild. We have no forced trades and we have to worry about the budget. So let's just start with every team. So let's go Orioles, Trey Mancini. For the Red Sox, we have Eduardo Rodriguez. Well, I guess we'll just go from the pitching staff. So Twins, Red Sox, Athletics, Mariners, Indians. We have the Marlins, the Tigers, the Angels, the Blue Jays, the Dodgers, the White Sox, and the Rays. And then when we look at the lineup, this is where like the rest of them are. So we have the Orioles, the Astros, the Rockies. Obviously the Cubs is going to be Wilson Contreras. The Yankees, Diamondbacks, Royals, Asdrubal Cabrera's on the Nationals, Josh Naylor from the Padres, the Rangers, the Braves, the Mets, the Phillies, and then Wilmer Flores is the Giants. That's every team that's not within the Central. So that's all 26. I'm pretty sure, if my math suits me right. Yeah, there it is. There we go. Every single team is represented in this rebuild. It took me 40 minutes to get all those trades done. That's how long I've been recording. That's how long we've been doing this. There we go. One player from every single team. I might end up sticking the trades in there. We'll see. I might edit it and see how long it takes, but this is what we're looking like. I'll even show you the trades that we ended up doing, so you guys can see that like I didn't do any like a C potential guy for Nolan Arenado. Like, they were legit trades. Mancini for Schwarber, Rodriguez for Hendricks, Glaber for Horner and a couple other guys, Nick Anderson for a couple guys. You have Meza, Aaron Bummer, Savale. We have Jimenez, Soler, Odorizzi, Buttrey, Mangden. And if it says like I acquired 2 or 3 players from another team, I was just trying to get like minor league players, since I was usually doing like 3 Cubs players for 1 player from another team. So you guys can see there's Mangden, Chen, Chu, Yordan Alvarez for Baez. That was a big one. We acquired Tyler Flowers from the Braves. Miami was Urena. Acquired Asdrubal Cabrera, Yoenis Cespedes, Jay Bruce, Ketel Marte, Nolan Arenado for Rizzo and Bryant. We had Pedro Baez, Josh Naylor, and Wilmer Flores. So this will probably be the recap for all the trades. I won't go through each trade individually through the edits. That'll make a lot more sense. So there it is. That's the team. I'm kind of interested to see where we stand as ranking-wise. Hitting-wise, we're really good. Everything else, not so much. You guys saw the lineup. You guys saw the pitching rotation. I'm not going to do any scouting for this one because I don't want the draft players or prospects to come into play. I solely want to focus on the fact that we have to keep 1 player from every single team. So this is the team. I feel like pitching is probably our weakest suit. I mean, when you look at the hitting, it actually looks really good. This isn't the order I'm going to go in. I'm going to change it up a little bit, but I feel like this is going to be the starting lineup for the squad. All right, we're in September and it sucks because we were actually doing really, really well, and we've started to slowly kind of fall off. I still think we're going to make the postseason. We're at 90 wins, but at one point we were like 46 and like 20 or something or like that. Like, we were actually getting off to a really good start. We won 100 games, 102 and 60. Like, I know I'm kind of being a negative Nancy there, but you know what? We won the division and we're 102 and 60. So it's a good season. It's still a really good year. So we won the division. We won it by 2 games actually. The Reds were right behind us. And as we look at the rest of the divisions, the league, or the divisional winners, you guys can see that there. And looking at notifications, of course, Yordan's up there for runs, but not really anything else. So that's interesting to see. Is this going to be the one time that Yordan Alvarez actually does poorly and doesn't like lead the league in anything? Home runs. He's tied for the home run leader, so that was with Pete Alonso. I also saw that he led the league in a couple other things, so I think he's going to be just fine. I think having him on the squad was pretty good. So like I said, I think pitching is going to be the one area that we're going to really need to bolster. So we're going to have to see how we're going to figure this out. Awards, Gold Glove, and we didn't win MVP with Yordan Alvarez. We're going to have to figure that out, because we might get the one time that Yordan Alvarez doesn't do well. So let's take a look at the team and see how the bullpen did. Urena is like my go-to long reliever now. For some reason, he's just a glitch in franchise. Joe Jimenez, the whip's okay. The ERA is pretty solid as well, so not a bad year. Ty Buttrey struggled a little bit. Tim Meza did very well. Pedro Baez did well. We have Bummer that did well, and then Nick Anderson. The whip's a little high, but I think we'll be okay. We'll have to wait and see how he does next year, though. So pretty happy with the bullpen, actually. To be honest, I was worried about it. They actually did really, really well. Looking at our starting rotation, Eduardo Rodriguez 100% being the number 1 in the rotation. And then when you look at the rest, Mangden, Wei-Yin Chen actually did really well. Wow, okay. And then Savale. So really, Odorizzi is the only one. So I'm thinking maybe we'll try to find a new Twins representative, and then maybe we'll have to find a new Twins representative through a pitcher or maybe through a fielder, and we'll swap with one of the positional players here. So when we look at the bench, Sin-Soo Choo actually did well in limited appearances. I don't know if he's going to retire, so we might need a new Rangers representative. Tyler Flowers as a backup catcher. I might just bring him back just to keep him there. Yoenis Cespedes might need a new Mets representative. Jay Bruce, and then Wilmer Flores. Wilmer Flores did well. Ketel Marte 275 as our leadoff hitter. 803 OPS. That's fine. I'm keeping Ketel. He's not going anywhere. Gleyber Torres did quite well. 35 home runs. I picked him up for a reason. I knew he was going to go off. Yordan hit almost 300 with almost 50, home runs. We don't even need to look at his stats. They're going to be gross no matter what. Nolan Arenado is going to be another player I'm going to try to keep for as long as I can. Same with Trey Mancini. And then, wow, that's actually a really good season. That is a great year for Trey Mancini. Wilson Contreras hit 30 home runs with a 300 average. We got Soler that hit almost 300. Whoops, hit the wrong button. Soler, 31 home runs. Asdrubal Cabrera did well. Okay. And then Josh Naylor, not so much. That's all right. That's fine. We'll be fine without that. So here we go. We're heading into the postseason against the Nationals. And, we're about to get eliminated. Possibly. It is season 1. We got 2 more years to go. We win. We advanced anyway. So here we go. Dodgers, Cubs. And we swept the Dodgers. Made it look easy. Taking on the Astros. Okay. Here we go. We're going to... Anybody struggling in the... Oh, wow. Okay. Let's go like that. Yeah, let's try that out. Let's see how that goes. Odorizzi's just not doing well. So, against the Astros in the World Series Season 1. And so far, so good. Okay. Who would have thought? And, we didn't really... we have a good team. Don't get me wrong. Like, Ketel, Glaber, Jordan, Arenado, Mancini, Contreras. We have a lot of really good players on the team. But then you look at the pitching staff and you go... Those aren't the best players on their squad. You don't go, Mangden's the best on the Athletics. Odorizzi's the best on the Twins. Savali the best on the Indians. Chen the best on the Mariners. Eduardo Rodriguez the best on the Red Sox. You can make a case for some of them being some of the better pitchers on the team. But even the bullpen, I mean, you look at that and you go, these guys aren't the best in their pitching staff. So, we actually did quite well. I feel like the offense really did carry the team. But... first season, first World Series, we're going to try it again, obviously. But you guys can see Wilmer Flores was MVP there. And let's go through the lineup just so you guys can kind of see the stats. I'll go through it a little bit slower so that you can see who did what, how everybody did. And for the most part, everybody kind of popped off. That was actually really solid. We'll take a look at the pitching staff as well. Mangden did well. Chen, surprisingly, is really good. And then looking at the rest of the guys, for the most part, did quite well. So I'm thinking we need a new Twins and a new Mets representative for this franchise. But we're gonna have to figure out what we do going forward. So anybody? Oh, Chen retired, so we need a Mariners one as well. Okay, that's gonna have to be probably through a trade. But let's take a look. Odorizzi, I'm gonna let go. Pedro Baez probably doesn't want that much money, so let's just throw him that. Asdrubal Cabrera, how much does he want? Because if he wants oh yeah, that's chump change. Let's leave it there, and we'll keep him as our Nationals guy. Cespedes, he's gonna continue to go down, but if he takes a really low pay cut, I'll if he takes $4 million, I'll take that. All right, Jay Bruce, I know he's not gonna want a lot of money. We can handle that. And then Tyler Flowers, I said I'd keep him on as if he wants to be every day. We might need a new Braves guy. Man, he's not gonna be an everyday guy though. That's the thing. That's why things get a little iffy. I'm not gonna bring back this guy. So, and since Chu's sticking around, so let's give Chu some money, because if he's gonna stick around, I'm cool with him sticking around. So there's that. I'm gonna do the staff, and I gotta remember Mariners and Twins. Arbitration, I offered it to everybody that is on that board right there. And then when we look at contracts, I'm gonna offer it to everybody as well. Keep the rosters stocked. So I decided to go against bringing back Tyler Flowers. So we're gonna need a Braves, a Mariners, and a Twins representative. So who? Okay, hold on. Let's see if there's anybody that we could get. I was thinking about somebody, and I was like, Trevor May. Actually, he didn't do well, but that might be the Twins. Let's see if there's anybody. Jason Castro played for not the Dodgers, the Angels. I'm gonna have to see if we can find anybody that recently played for any of those teams. D. Gordon, we could pick him up to be the Mariners. We need the Twins and then the Braves. So I'm kind of searching to see what we could get, and it's not looking like too many great options. which is a little disappointing. So we're gonna have to definitely figure something out. Maybe bring in Nelson Cruz. I don't know. We'll figure something out. I'll see you guys for the next season. Alrighty, so we're about to start second season. Like, I'm literally about to get into spring training, and I still need a Mariners and a Braves representative, and it was a little tough because I couldn't find any good ones in free agency, so we're gonna have to trade for one. Marco Gonzalez, that's gonna be the first one. All right, so I found Corey Lee in free agency. I'm gonna use him as a trade piece purely because we're gonna need it. So Max Fried is gonna be traded to the Braves for Braylon Marquez and Corey Lee, obviously. So there's our Mariners, there's our Braves representative. Let's go look at the new lineup. So the pitching staff obviously has those new additions, Fried and Gonzalez. The bullpen is the exact same, and for the most part, so is the rotation. And when you look at the lineup, everything is going to be the same. And you notice that since Chu is not there, well, they for some reason the CPU put him in waivers. So once he's through waivers, I'll bring him back, and then I'll be our Rangers representative. Our new twin representative is going to be, or Twins representative is going to be Willians Astudillo. Otherwise, I feel like the team's really good. Obviously, we won a World Series last year. I'm gonna leave it for now, and we'll see how season 3 plays out, because I think budget-wise we're pretty tight. Yeah. We're really pulling at the strings here, making sure we can close everything. We got the budget working right, and it's gonna be tough. Rodriguez, Soler, we're not gonna be able to afford everybody here, so that's gonna be a huge task to figure out what we're gonna do for season 3. So we're gonna leave it for now. We're gonna see what we can do, and I'll see you guys at the end of the season. So I think we're gonna be better than what we were last year. We're already close to 100 wins, and things are looking like they're gonna go really well. 95 wins already, and I like the team. I think we've done a really good job. I think some players are gonna retire on us, which means we're gonna have to find representatives from teams from a bunch of different teams. So I think that's going to be a tough thing to handle. On top of making sure we can stay within budget, I think we might have to trade some players. So we'll have to see what we can do. But the Cubs finished 109 and 53, won the division. I don't know why I struggled so much with just that aspect of just saying, hey, we made the postseason. So let's take a look, see how things are going. And I mean, we were the best team in baseball by 4 or 5 games from the next team. League leaders, Gleyber Torres for runs and home runs, and then pitching we had Fried and Bummer. So that's good to see, really good to see. I did make Bummer the closer and had Nick Anderson be the setup guy, and it looked like that kind of played out for us well. Oh man, maybe I'm just tired. I don't really know what's going on with me anymore. I think maybe I'm just playing too much MLB The Show. Something's going on, because I might be losing my mind here, and I can't even say the most basic of sentences. So awards wise, MVP for Gleyber Torres, okay, and Trey Mancini won a Gold Glove. Oh, all right, I'll take that for sure. Who won the Cy Young in the NL? Jacob deGrom. And so far, so good. I'm liking what I'm seeing from the team. Obviously, we're winning awards, we're getting league leaders. And looking at the bullpen, again, Meza and Buttrey struggled a bit. Jimenez struggled a bit as well. Baez did quite well. Nick Anderson was really good as a setup role, and Aaron Bummer was great. How many saves did he have in the end? 50 and only 5 blown saves. So when we look at the rest of the team, Eduardo Rodriguez is a player I really want to keep. I just don't know how we're going to be able to do that with all the money that we have spent on other players. Might have to trade Arenado and try to get a new Rockies representative. Savale wasn't that bad, or Savale. Fried struggled a little bit. Mangden as well, and then Marco Gonzalez. So we might kind of rock like that. To be honest, I'm not too upset with it though. The whips are still sitting around 1.2, 1.3. The ERAs are low 4s, so it's not like it's a terrible thing. So I guess we can definitely be okay with how things are going. So I have a feeling we're going to have to trade Arenado. We're going to have to trade some of our bigger contracts. We're going to have to figure out how we're going to get all these new players into the squad. It's going to be tough, but let's take a look at how everybody did. Ketel Marte had 41 home runs and 88 RBIs in the leadoff spot. Gleyber was our MVP, was the league MVP, obviously, and did quite well. Nolan Arenado, 286, 30 home runs. That's a good season right there. Yordan is still hitting 40 home runs, which is amazing to see. So we're just hitting home run after home run after home run. So Trey Mancini becomes a free agent. Probably should have traded him, realistically. That probably would have been the smarter move than letting him walk in free agency. We could have at least got like a good player in return, but now we're going to have to figure out how we're going to handle everything. So I like the team. Everything looks like it's going quite well. Even Josh Naylor had a pretty solid season. So far, so good. Let's see if we can win back-to-back World Series. And we swept the Brewers. We're going to play the Dodgers like we did last year. I'm pretty sure we played them last year from what I remember. Let's go like that. Let's let Marco Gonzalez sit in the 4 spot for this series. And Game 7. Here we go. That's what I like to see. A good little challenge before the World Series. And we'll go lefty. So Bellinger, Seager. I feel like lefty is probably the smarter move. Let's go Max Fried. Yeah, like Gavin Lux as well. You got Schwarber. Oh, they don't have Seager. They have Trevor Story now. Interesting. Bases are loaded with 1 out. Come on, guys. We didn't score. We had bases loaded, and they end up scoring, and we didn't. Oh, that's so tough. That's rough. That's a really bad scenario for us. But I mean, it's still a 1-run game. Actually, it's a 2-1 game for us now, so that's a good thing. And now it's a 3-1 game. If Max Fried can get us through the 6th, that'd be great, and we'll take him out this at bat. We're gonna go with let's go Josh Naylor. He gets on base, keeps the inning alive. Unfortunately, nothing happened there. So we got a string of righties coming up. Let's go Urania. Tie ball game. That's tough. That's not what you want at all. So hopefully we can get that run back. That would be really nice. Let's go to pitching change. Let's go Meza. Hopefully he shuts the door. Perfect. Wilmer gets on. Do we have anybody who can, kind of run for him? Not really. We don't really have any speed. That's kind of an issue. First and second, no outs. Bases are loaded. Perfect. Let's go Jay Bruce. 1-run scores. I'll take it. Bases are loaded for Glaber. 1-run scores. 1-run scores. 1-run scores. We're just single. Oh, what a way to get 5 runs. What a way to get 5 runs. We're going to go to Bummer, and hopefully he shuts the door here. Perfect. We're going to the World Series to take on the Yankees. All right. Max Fried just pitched, so we're not going to let that happen. We're going to go to our normal lineup here. Hopefully it goes well, and then offseason is going to be a big mess, so we're going to have to figure something out. But going against the Yankees and Game 7 once again. Okay. I'll take it. At least we're in the World Series again. We're going to go with, they have a bunch of righties. We got to be smart about this. So here we go. Full righty lineup. Decided to go with the righty. Made the most sense. If we can score first, Yordan Alvarez gives us that lead. Just what we needed. That is a great start. 3-0. And okay, let's get these runs in, and that would be huge. We get those 2 runs in thanks to Wilmer Flores, and we're up 5-0. Make that 6-0, 7-0. And it is just a hit parade so far. 10 hits in the game. We just finished the 5th inning, and I'm liking what I'm seeing. I think Savale is going to come out soon. If he can get out of that inning, he does. That'll be his last inning, 100%. We're going to take him out after this. Wilson Contreras with the double brings in 2 more runs, and then we'll take him out. We're going to pinch hit. We'll go Naylor. Didn't do anything there, but Ketel Marte brings in a couple more runs. So far, so good. Let's go Jimenez. And as long as things don't get out of hand, we should be fine. But you know what? That was just too much. 1 home run, that's more than enough for me. Let's close the door there. Back-to-back World Series wins for this rebuild. We are going off in this rebuild, but it's about to get really difficult. We're about to have to pinch some pennies, and we're going to have to figure out how we're going to afford all these players while also keeping 1 player from every single team that's going to make this team competitive going forward. So it's going to be tough. Glaber went off in the postseason. Nolan, a little quiet. I think just it's probably best to just trade Nolan Arenado in the offseason so that we can afford other players as well. So I think that's going to be the move. $30 million is a huge contract, and we're going to have money spread out pretty evenly throughout, like the whole roster. So we're going to have to figure out how we're going to do this. Like I said, it's probably going to be trading Nolan Arenado. So Sinsu Chu didn't retire, which is kind of crazy to think about. So what I'm going to do first is I'm actually just going to trade Arenado, see if I can find a representative from some team, and then we'll go from there. Alrighty, so the Nolan trade's going to be difficult right now, so I'm going to wait. But I'm going to let Wilmer and Yoenis Cespedes go. So that's Giants and Mets to start. So there's that. That's at least 2 teams I'm going to have to worry about. And then when we go through arbitration, I'm going to give it to everybody. And then looking at contracts, they're all low contracts. Okay, so we might actually be okay budget-wise. It's going to be super tight. So we are going to have to trade Arenado. We're going to need a new Rockies representative. And we're going to have to figure out who can accept Arenado's contract. So let's see if I can do that now. We're going to go Charlie Blackmon. We're going to send Arenado back. I'm just going to open up the salary, and that's fine for me. I thought about getting Anthony Rizzo, but I felt like that was kind of cheating, and it didn't really feel like that would be a Rockies representative. I could look at like maybe Herman Marquez, if that would work. And then that would actually even give us even more money to work with. And then that would actually kind of make things a little bit difficult. Even though he would be a really good pitcher to have in the team, I think that would make things pretty tough. How about Scott Oberg to help with the bullpen? No, let's just go Charlie Blackmon. That's still a good amount of money that we're going to open up. All right, so I still need a Mets representative, so that's what we're going to go do. For season 3, we're going to pick up JD Davis. He's going to be our third baseman. And then we're going to trade those guys who have just been like low-rated free agents that I've been signing just to make sure we have enough players in the farm system. So that's how the deal is made. And like I said, so JD Davis will play third for us, and Asdrubal Cabrera will play second. And then that'll be the team. Brandon Crawford is now our Giants representative. He was in free agency. And yeah, I will definitely get Charlie Blackmon in the lineup. There's no reason not to have his bat in the lineup. We still somehow have $1 million to work with, which is kind of crazy to think about. I do want to get a new Blue Jays and Angels representative through the bullpen because these 2 guys just haven't been great. So let's go do that. And I feel like that would be pretty solid for the team. So let's see what we can find with the Blue Jays. None of these guys are like OG Blue Jays besides Ken Giles. So who could we get from the Blue Jays that would really help us out, and I'd be cool with adding them to the team? So John Gant, he doesn't look bad, but I'm gonna go Trevor Hildenberger. Do they want Tim Meza? It's pretty close. We can make that trade happen potentially, hopefully. Let's see. There we go. Robert Duggar and Tim Meza for Trevor Hildenberger, and then let's go to the Angels. Let's just make this one on the fly as well. How has Cam Bedrosian been? Not fantastic, but I feel like he didn't pitch. How many innings did he pitch? 18. How did he do the year before? 35, and he did well. So maybe he just needs to pitch a bunch. Tough situation here. What about Hansel Robles? Let's go Hansel Robles. Does he want to be a closer though? Bullpen? Ooh, even better. I will send you your homie Ty Buttrey, and that'll be the deal. So that might be it. Obviously, you know, Joe Jimenez did struggle, but I still feel like we're fine. Everybody else in the bullpen has done their job. Starting lineup has been really solid as well, so I don't want to change that. Looking at our lineup, I'm going to change the order around a little bit. I'm trying to think if there's anybody else that we could get that would make this team even better without having to like trade away some of the really good pieces that we have. I feel like Soler's a little bit extra. We could probably get a different second baseman, but then, you know, I feel like I think we're fine. To think that we were able to do this with just the Cubs starting base roster, and stay within budget, that was a challenge in itself. Let's get season 3 underway and hopefully win 3 World Series in a row. I think we broke the game. I think we've assembled the best roster in MLB rebuild history. That it's too good. What is it? 100 wins every single season that we've done this. And I mean, we're about to do even better. 117 and 45. That is just insane. And like, the team's good. Like, I get that. But like, is it the best? Are we ranked number 1? We're not. We're number 6. And I mean, the Twins won 100 games. The White Sox, the Red Sox. You know, there's still some really good teams out there. So Gleyber Torres is just a beast. Like, I think it's just the players that we picked work really well for franchise, because like we don't have a lot of league leaders. You know, obviously Gleyber Torres was really the only one. Mancini's up there as well, but I feel like getting those that work well for franchise really played out for us. So looking at these league leaders for saves and wins and RBIs and all that stuff is awesome. Gleyber won another MVP. I think having him in the lineup was a huge boost. Obviously getting Jordan for the first time is another big win as well. No reliever of the year for the NL. I guess we didn't have any relievers that were good enough to qualify for that. So Arena, Jimenez was, you know, obviously not as good as I would have hoped, but if one pitcher does poorly, it's not like it's the end of the world. Hansel Robles did well. Hildenberger did struggle a bit. Baez did very, very well. Nick Anderson struggled. Ooh, we're going to move him out of that spot. And then Aaron Bummer was great. Like, how is that not reliever of the year quality? He only blew 3 saves. That's great numbers. Those are fantastic numbers. Eduardo Rodriguez had a Cy Young type season. You know, there we go. That's what I'm looking for. Low, you know, mid to low 3s, a good whip. Gotta love it. Max Fried did well. Mangda did fantastic. And Marco Gonzalez. Those are Cy Young numbers too. Crazy good seasons by every single player. And I mean, you look at that starting rotation, that's actually a pretty good starting rotation. And I think most of these guys were what, like high 70s, low 80s when we started this. And then everybody in the bullpen was like low 80s or in the 70s when we started this as well. So it wasn't like we had the best team. It's just we kind of picked players that did well in franchise. And we still rocking a Sin-Soo Choo, who's 59 overall. You know, Ketel Marte was a big add to the squad. Like, that's a big pickup from the Diamondbacks. We were able to get him. Obviously Gleyber as well. MVP numbers for sure. Keeping Wilson, I think, was the smartest idea because he's one of those offensive catchers that always produces in franchise. Jordan is Jordan, so that's just a no-brainer. Soler's a good pickup for the offensive threat as well, even though he didn't really do much. His numbers were limited, though. Only 100 at-bats, 150 at-bats. Trey Mancini was the no-brainer for the Orioles. Asdrubal Cabrera, low-key kind of good, you know? He's not, like, crazy good, but he was putting up decent numbers for us, right? Charlie Blackmon in the last season was a good pickup as well. And then JD Davis, very solid. So to think we were able to do this, and I mean, yes, we had a really strong lineup. But again, we didn't really pick the best player from every single team. We just kind of ended up working really well. So here we go. We're taking on the Rockies. We swept them as expected. I feel like the team's just too good at this point. Like, there's just, if we lose, it's because I said something, you know, that type of situation. It was because I said, hey, we're going to win. We're going to sweep every single team, and it's going to go just how we planned. We're taking on the White Sox this time, an all Chicago World Series. And oh, wow. We almost kind of let things slip there. 3 for 3 in today's rebuild. That is unbelievable. I think that's the first time that's ever happened in a video ever. Eduardo Rodriguez has to have gotten some sort of reward for his performance in the postseason. Same with Aaron Savale, however you pronounce his name. Just, we'll go with it. The bullpen, besides Pedro Baez, was absolutely lights out. And when we look at the lineup, not many bench at bats, but let's take a look. Gleyber Torres did great. Wilson was a little quiet. Jordan did very well. Soler, you know, we just kind of did what we had to do to win, and that's how it's going to end. We're going to take a look at the awards for playoff MVP and World Series MVP, and it's fitting, and that's how it's going to end. Who would have thought we were able to go 3 for 3 with the one player from every team rebuild? Again, guys, I hope you did enjoy it. If you did, hit that thumbs up down below. If you're new to the channel and enjoyed the content, make sure you hit that subscribe button. We're going to be doing rebuilds all the time. We got that franchise, the Vandos franchise, should be on the channel tomorrow, and a bunch of different videos coming from MLB The Show. So if you enjoy the content, make sure you hit that subscribe button and turn on all notifications. In the comment section, get involved and let me know 3 players that you would pick to start a franchise with. So if you had to pick 3 players to start a franchise, who would be those players for you guys? And that's about it. There's going to be 2 videos on screen now. Go and give them a watch if you haven't seen them. All social media links are down in the description. Make sure you follow them. And that's it, guys. I'll catch you in the next video. Peace.